Learn English and social awareness through stories that talk.
Chapter 1. In the Grip of Obsession. Lila sat at her small kitchen table, the dim light of her laptop screen casting an eerie glow on her face. Her coffee had long grown cold, forgotten as she scrolled through the perfectly curated photos of her favorite social media influencer, Jessica Collins. "Lila, are you still staring at that screen?" her roommate Sarah asked as she entered the kitchen. Lila glanced up briefly, then returned her gaze to the screen. "I can't help it, Sarah. Jessica's life seems so perfect. It's like a dream compared to our boring existence." Jessica's life seemed flawless, and Lila was captivated by the endless stream of glamorous parties, luxurious vacations, and designer clothes. The more Lila immersed herself in Jessica's world, the more she felt her own life paled in comparison. As days turned into weeks, Lila's infatuation with Jessica grew into an unhealthy obsession. She spent hours analyzing every post and decoding every caption, convinced that there was more to Jessica's life than met the eye. Chapter 2. A Cryptic Clue. One night, as Lila sifted through Jessica's photos, she noticed something peculiar, a pattern in the timestamps of the posts. At first, she dismissed it as a coincidence, but curiosity gnawed at her, and she decided to investigate further. "Sarah, come take a look at this," Lila called her roommate over to her computer. "Do you notice anything strange about these timestamps?" Sarah squinted at the screen for a moment before replying, "I don't see anything out of the ordinary, Lila. Maybe you're just overthinking it." But Lila couldn't shake the feeling that she was onto something. She quickly realized that the pattern wasn't random. It was a series of cryptic clues hidden within the metadata. Fueled by intrigue, Lila resolved to decipher the code and uncover the truth behind the influencer's glittering facade. Chapter 3. Unraveling the Mystery. The more Lila delved into the world of cryptic clues and hidden messages, the darker and more twisted the trail became. Slowly, a sinister undercurrent began to reveal itself in Jessica's seemingly perfect life. As Lila unraveled the tangled web of deceit, she became increasingly convinced that Jessica was hiding a terrible secret. Determined to expose the influencer's dark side, Lila began to dedicate every waking moment to her investigation. Late one night, Lila excitedly shared her latest findings with Sarah. "I think I'm finally getting closer to the truth, Sarah. I found several patterns that seem to be connected to mysterious events and disappearances." Sarah, although concerned for Lila, couldn't help but be intrigued. "All right, let's dig into this mystery together and see what we can find." Chapter 4. A Disturbing Discovery. One day, while searching for answers, Lila stumbled upon an obscure forum that catered to those who shared her fascination with Jessica Collins. As she scrolled through the posts, she was shocked to discover that she wasn't the only one who had noticed the strange pattern in Jessica's social media activity. The forum users had uncovered a series of unsolved disappearances, each occurring on the same dates as the cryptic clues. To Lila's horror, she realized that the pattern was linked to a serial killer who had been targeting young women in the influencer's social circle. "Sarah, look at this," Lila exclaimed, her voice trembling with fear. "These disappearances are connected to the patterns I found in Jessica's posts. I think she might be involved in something dangerous." Chapter 5. The Chilling Connection. Lila's obsession with Jessica now took on a new urgency as she raced to piece together the puzzle before another life was lost. She delved deeper into the lives of the victims, searching for any connections that might lead her to the killer. As she sifted through endless news articles and social media posts, Lila made a chilling discovery. Each of the victims had been in close contact with Jessica just before their disappearance. The influencer's perfect life was a smokescreen, concealing a deadly secret. "Lila, this is getting too dangerous," Sarah warned, gripping her friend's arm. "We should report this to the police before things get out of hand." "No, Sarah, I have to see this through to the end," Lila replied, her eyes filled with determination. "I need to confront Jessica and find out the truth." Chapter 6. A desperate plan. Convinced that she alone could unmask the killer, Lila devised a daring plan to infiltrate Jessica's inner circle. She would attend an exclusive event that the influencer was hosting, determined to confront Jessica and force her to reveal the truth. "Sarah, I've got a plan," Lila said as she showed her roommate the invitation to Jessica's event. "I'm going to sneak into this party and confront her face to face." Sarah hesitated but ultimately agreed to help. Disguised as a member of the catering staff, Lila slipped into the event unnoticed. Her heart pounded in her chest as she edged closer to the unsuspecting Jessica, ready to confront the woman at the center of the deadly web. Chapter 7. The Confrontation. As Lila approached Jessica, she could feel her courage wavering. But she reminded herself of the lives that had been lost and steeled her resolve. It was now or never. Jessica was sipping a cocktail when Lila approached her. "Jessica, I need to talk to you. It's urgent." The influencer's eyes widened in surprise. "Who are you? How did you get in here?" "I've been investigating your social media posts," Lila revealed, showing Jessica the patterns she had discovered. "These clues are connected to a series of unsolved murders, and I think you know something about them." Chapter 8. The Deadly Truth. With nowhere left to hide, Jessica confessed that she had discovered the killer's identity but had been too terrified to reveal it. She admitted that the cryptic clues in her social media posts were her way of seeking help without drawing the killer's attention. "The killer is someone close to me," Jessica whispered, tears streaming down her face. "It's my own manager, who has been using my fame as a cover for his crimes." Realizing that she was in grave danger, Lila and Jessica hatched a plan to unmask the killer and bring him to justice. Chapter 9. The Final Showdown. Working together, Lila and Jessica lured the manager into a trap, using the influencer's social media presence as bait. As the killer arrived at their rendezvous, the two women confronted him, armed with their evidence and the knowledge of his crimes. "We know it's you," Lila accused, her voice shaking with a mix of fear and anger. "You've been using Jessica's fame to cover up your heinous crimes." Cornered and exposed, the manager tried to escape, but the authorities, who had been alerted by Lila and Jessica, were waiting to apprehend him. As the killer was led away in handcuffs, Lila and Jessica knew that their harrowing ordeal was finally over. Their unlikely alliance had brought a serial killer to justice and had saved countless lives. As Lila returned to her normal life, she realized that she had gained not just a renewed appreciation for her own existence, but also a true friend in Jessica. Chapter 10. A New Beginning. Months after the terrifying ordeal, Lila and Jessica remained close friends, supporting each other as they navigated their way through the aftermath of the harrowing events. The experience had taught them the importance of trust and the value of friendship. Sarah watched as Lila, now less consumed by her obsession with Jessica's life, found a new sense of purpose and fulfillment in her own life. "You've really changed, Lila. You seem happier now." Lila smiled as she looked out the window, the sun setting on the horizon. I guess I've learned that the pursuit of perfection is a dangerous game. Real life is messy and imperfect, but that's what makes it beautiful. As they shared a cup of tea, Lila and Sarah knew that they had emerged from the darkness stronger and wiser. For the first time in a long time, Lila felt genuinely content with her life, no longer chasing the illusion of perfection that had once held her captive.